else. So, as you can see, it's starting to get dark. I got my campfire going. You know what that means. That's right, we're continuing with our creation story. We're continuing to talk about how God created the world and everything in it. Previously, we learned how God started with nothing. In the beginning, there was nothing. And God spoke into creation. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And all the different things that we see around us today, God spoke into creation. He spoke those things into existence. We learned how He formed the waters, and He separated the waters that were below from the waters that were above. And we understand those that He called the heavens as the sky. Think rain falling down. Then the waters that were below, He separated those. He called those seas. And then He formed the dry land. And the dry land He called earth. And then on that dry land, He produced all kinds of plants. He produced trees and bushes and grass and fruit trees and vegetables and all kinds of things. Then He didn't stop there. Then we learned about how He made the sun and the moon and the stars, and how He set those things up in the sky for us to use to measure time. Isn't that neat? Now, we learn today about what God continued to do. Remember, He didn't stop there. He kept creating. He kept going. So, let's listen to what God created on days 5 and day 6. Let's listen.
And God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And He blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the 5th day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures, according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in His own image. In the image of God He created them. Male and female He created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seeds in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast on the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw everything He had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 6th day.
Welcome, boys and girls, to another week of Backyard Vacation Bible School Craft Time. Last week, I challenged you to gather toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. And Matt also challenged you to be looking out for nature. And today, we're going to make a craft to help those things that live in nature, particularly birds. For this craft, you will need your toilet paper roll or paper towel roll, bird seed, peanut butter, or if you're allergic to peanut butter, you could use Nutella or Wow Butter. You could even use marshmallow cream. You'll need a knife to scoop your peanut butter with and a piece of string. All right, now let's put our bird feeder together. First, you're going to get a big scoop of peanut butter out of the jar, and you're going to rub it all over your roll. Make sure you get it nice and thick so the bird seed can stick to it. Okay, now we're going to stick it onto the plate of birdseed, and we're going to push as we roll the paper towel or toilet paper roll around in the birdseed. And we'll do this until it's completely covered in the birdseed. Next, we're going to stick our string through our roll, and then we'll tie a knot at the top. You also want to shake off the extra birdseed. And now we're finished. Now you have a bird feeder to hang up outside so that you can watch all of those birds come to your bird feeder. So we would love to see pictures or hear about birds that you have come to your bird feeder. You might even have some other wildlife come as well. Thank you for joining our craft time this week. For next week's craft, you will need to gather some seeds that you can plant, a cup or a flower pot, and of course some soil. We'll be doing some decorating, so you might need some paint or markers or other items that you can decorate with. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hi kids. Today we're going to be learning a whole new song called My God Is So Great. This week we've been learning about how God created all the different kinds of creatures and creepy crawly things and the birds and the fish, all different kinds of things. And did he stop there with all the animals and creatures? No, he kept going and he created you and me. He created man and woman. And so we're going to sing about how great our God is. And of course, this has some motion. So I need you to grab your brother or sister, grab mom or dad, and say, hey, come sing this song with me. And you guys are going to be following Miss Rachel, and she will be leading you in those hand motions. So to go over those hand motions, we're going to do that really quick. So it goes like this. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. We'll sing that one more time. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. And you're like, that's a lot of work. So you go, whoo! My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. And then we sing that and we go, for you! And we'll do this 3 times. So make sure you got some friends to sing with you and do some hand motions. And if you forget the hand motions, watch Miss Rachel. She'll teach you. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. Woo! My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. For you! One more time. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. Woo! My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. For you! Alright, last time, so sing loud and sing proud. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. God cannot do for you. Isn't that such a fun song? And we talk about how great our God is. He is strong and He is mighty. He created all of the things that we see around us each and every day. God created those things. He created our food. He created water to drink. He created all the different colors that we see, all the different kinds of birds and all the different kinds of fish and cows and horses and ducks and squirrels, all those kinds of creatures all around us. God created that, and that was a lot of work. But He did it because He loves you and He loves me, and He gave those to us at the end of creation. So, have a great day. Isn't that neat? How God created all those different kinds of animals all around us. He created the fish that were in the seas and in the water, and swarms of fish, all different kinds. Then He created the birds of the air, all different kinds of birds. I have a ton of birds in my backyard, and that's just in my backyard. Imagine all the different kinds of birds all over the world. Some can fly, some cannot. Some run on the ground, some slide on the ground like penguins, some swim. All different kinds of birds. Then, did He stop there? No, He kept going. Then He created all kinds of livestock and animals on the dry ground. When you think of like cows and horses and sheep and squirrels and mice, all different kinds of creatures that live on the dry ground. Did He stop there? No. What about in the ground? Creepy crawly things like spiders or roly-polies or worms. All different kinds of insects and creatures that thrive on the dry ground, in the plants, in the water. Every kind of living thing God created. Did He stop there? Was He done? No. Then we get to day 6, and we continue to learn about how God created you and me. He created human beings. He created everything else. And finally, He creates human beings. And how did He do that? Did you notice what was different in the way that God created human beings than all the other creations? He didn't simply speak them into existence. It said, let us make man in our image. God said that let us make man in our image. And He formed the man out of the dust of the earth. So I just like to imagine, you ever just get out and play in the dirt or just out in the grass and in the yard? I just imagine God getting down on the ground and forming the dry ground, forming that up with the clay and the dust and forming man. And then He breathes into him the breath of life. So do a quick breath. We breathe out, and then we breathe in, and that's how we breathe. That's how we get in our air, right? This man was not alive when God created him very first. Then He breathed into him the breath of life, and the man became a living being. And then from the man He creates woman. Isn't that so neat? To think that all the different kinds of things that our bodies have and can do, God created those and He gave them just to us. Just think about our fingers and our thumbs. There's a lot of creation and creatures in creation that don't have thumbs like we do, and it allows us to do so much. Think about it. Have you ever seen your cat pick up a glass of water like this and take a drink? No, maybe knock it off the counter or something. But when we think about our hands and the things we can do with our hands, it is amazing to think that God knew that we would do all these kinds of things with our hands. What about our feet and our toes and how we can feel different temperatures? Do you ever dip your foot in a pool and see if it's too cold before you jump in? Yeah, think about that. You could tell temperature with your feet. Or what about these? What about our ears? What do our ears for? To hear, right? To listen. If you listen now, you can hear the birds in the background, maybe some wind chimes because the wind is blowing. and you can hear that wind blowing through the trees. You can hear cars going and people out living their lives. We can do a lot of things with our ears. You can hear me talk. You can listen to music. We can listen and hear a lot of things. Aren't our ears amazing? What about our eyes? Man, aren't our eyes so cool? What color are your eyes? There are all different kinds of colors out there. I have blue eyes. I know some people that have green eyes, or maybe you have brown eyes, or maybe you have like light hazel, like a light brown, or maybe you have some other kind of color, maybe a brownish red. Who knows? There's lots of different kinds of just colors in our own eyes. But then, what else are we able to do, look and see? We can look all around us and we can see creation. We can see all different kinds of colors. We can read books. We can watch TV. We can do a lot of things with our eyes. You can see me smile, and what does that tell you? That I'm happy, right? Or if you see someone who's crying, what does that tell you? That they're sad. We can do a lot of great things with our eyes. Let's keep going. What about our nose? Point to your nose. Okay, what does our nose do? It smells, right? We can smell all kinds of things. Good things and bad things, right? I love the smell of food. Like maybe if I wake up early in the morning and mom or dad's cooking bacon, that smells so good. Or maybe if you are cooking pizza in the oven and you smell that cheese and the pepperoni and it gets all up in your nose and you're just, smells so good. Or, you know what else I like the smell of? Campfires. Now, sometimes that smoke, it gets in our eyes and our nose and it's kind of like, whoa, get out of there. But I love the smell of campfire. I love the smell of that smoke afterwards. And sometimes we smell bad things, like a skunk. You ever been driving down the road with mom and dad and you smell a skunk on the side of the road? P.U. Those smell. Or if you drive past maybe a cow field and those cows have been pooping out in the field and you can smell the manure. Yeah, that's stinky. Our nose can do so many different kinds of things. What about our tongue? Stick out your tongue. Do it. Stick it out. You're not going to get in trouble. Our tongue is so cool. What can our tongue do? It can taste a lot of things, right? It can taste hot things and cold things and spicy things. It can taste all kinds. What about bitter? Why do we like candy? Because it's sweet, right? We like that sweet taste. What's your favorite flavor of candy? I typically like the blue raspberry, the blue color stuff. That's pretty good. I like that stuff. What about chocolate? Do you like chocolate? I love chocolate. I love the taste of chocolate. It's so good. We could taste a lot of different things. Do you like spicy food? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I love spicy food. It makes my tongue hot and spicy, but it's so good. Our tongue can do amazing things. And these are just some parts of our body that can do amazing things. And God created each and every one of those parts. Isn't that neat? Isn't it just awesome to think about all the things that God gave us, all the gifts that God gave us just in ourselves, and then we look around the world that He created and He gave to us, and we get to experience all of those gifts and use our own gifts in the world. Now, God made creation, and then He gave us dominion over it. That's a big word, dominion. Can you say that? Dominion. And that means He gave us rule over that. He let us rule over His creation. He gave us creation as a gift. He gave it to us. He made it, He finished it, then He created us, and He said, here, I want you to take care of this. I give you all of the green plants for food. Everything ate plants. Now, you might be thinking, everything? What about a T-Rex? Did it eat plants? Yes. What about a tiger? Yes, it did. What about an ostrich? Yes, it ate grass. What about, let's see, what about a ladybug? Probably it eats grass, right? All different kinds of things that we know today started out only eating plants. Only plants. Everything was vegetarian. There was no eating of meat. No animals ate another animal. So you know how sometimes a lion, you'll watch a documentary and a lion will go out and attack an antelope and it'll take it back for its cubs to eat. Well, that didn't happen. The lion slept with the lamb and there was no attacking one another. It was all peaceful. It was all good. Remember, after God created everything, after each day he looked and he saw that it was good. All things were made good by God. Isn't that amazing? So, what I want you to do is I want you to fold your hands and bow your heads, and I want you to pray with me, okay? We're going to pray, and we're going to thank God for all the things that he gave us in creation. All right? So let's pray. Heavenly Father, give thanks to you today for the sunshine. I give thanks to you for the wind and the rain. Father, I give thanks to you for all of creation, for the fish in the seas and in the water, for the birds that are all in the sky and in the trees and all around our bird feeders. Father, I give thanks to you for all the different kinds of animals that you created, for the lions and the bears and the antelope and the all different kinds of bugs and creatures that we see in our own backyards, for squirrels and for snakes and elephants and giraffes, all different kinds of animals, Lord. You have an amazing imagination to think up all of those beautiful creatures. Father, I give thanks to you for creating us, for creating humans, and giving us the gifts of all of our senses to touch and see and listen and smell and taste. And these are just a few of the gifts that you've given us. Father, we give thanks to you for all that you've given us because you love us. We give thanks to you for always being there and taking care of us, even if we're stuck at home and it's rainy outside and we can't go outside. Father, you are always there providing for us and taking care of us. And we give you thanks for all that you do. We love you in your name. Amen. Amen. I just love coming out and enjoying creation on a sunny day or any other kind of activities. Maybe it's playing wiffle ball in the backyard or going fishing or just going out for a walk. Maybe walking the dog or playing with my brother or sister. All different kinds of ways to enjoy creation. So, for this week, I've got a different kind of challenge for you. Before, we've just been on the lookout for different things, right? Now, we're going to keep with that. I want you to be on the lookout. But I want you to be on the lookout for people doing good things, okay? People doing good things. It might be you. It might be your brother or sister. It might be your friends. It might be mom or dad. Look for people doing good things. And in the back of your mind, I want you to think, why do we do good things and why do we do bad things? Okay, because next week we're going to talk about good things and we're going to talk about bad things, right? When we do some bad things and we make some bad decisions. We all do it. I know you do it. I've done it. And we made some bad decisions. So next week we're going to talk about that. But in the meantime, I want you to keep track of all the different kinds of good things that are happening in your house, outside of your house, and wherever you go. Be on the lookout for some of those good things. Now, before we end, I want to show you some pictures of others like you who have been watching Backyard Vacation Bible School and have taken some pictures of you enjoying Backyard Vacation Bible School crafts or outside in nature, looking at creation and just enjoying creation. So let's take a look at some of you as you've been enjoying this past 2 weeks. Isn't that great? It's so great to know that you're not the only one watching this, and you're not the only one participating. That there's all different kinds of families and kids that are participating just like you are. So, make sure to invite your friends and your other family members to come and join you whenever you watch and participate in Backyard Vacation Bible School. And have Mom or Dad take a picture of you and send it in. And I'll include it in next week's video. Take care. See you next week. Bye.